morning and welcome. I'm on a little bit early today. It's about 9:57. But I just wanted to pop in and I'm kind of excited to get started about this, which is completely the antithesis of what I'm about to talk about. But so the past, how many weeks has this been? 6, 7 weeks. We've been going through the yamas, and now we're into the niyamas, which are the first two limbs of yoga. And when we practice yoga in the West, we imagine going to a place not unlike the place that I'm in, and rolling out a mat, moving through poses, and going home. But these 60 yogic minutes are here to show you that yoga is something to be lived and not something to necessarily go to. It's a lifestyle and not a box to check or a destination. It's just part of the journey, and it's a perspective of the journey instead of it being a destination that we go to on the journey that we're in. So today our practice is going to involve Santosha. So last week we talked about Saucha, which is purity, cleanliness. This is Santosha, which is contentment. And contentment, in our modern world isn't always easy to come by. And we're also, and we'll talk about this a little bit too, we're dealing with this little computer, big computer, that's inside of our heads that is constantly learning and changing and fixing and attempting to keep us alive on a daily basis. So, it's just not something that's easy to do. There's a Chinese proverb that says people in the West are always getting ready to live. So, I know that this honestly, it's so interesting how the universe works and how, synchronicity happens so, apparent in my life, especially as soon as I started to recognize it. And this is something that I've been feeling past couple days is, I can't wait to get to the next thing. I can't wait for, coronavirus to be over, to be done with, for us to, move on, for the election results to finish, for for lack of a better word, for Trump to concede, and for, things to just move through so that we can start making progress happen. Waiting for Christmas celebrations. We live in a world where we start Christmas in October. I see constantly all over the internet, and this isn't judgment, it's just something that I notice that, we're always, as soon as August rolls around, we're ready for fall. We're rolling into Halloween, and then right from Halloween, even sometimes before, we're moving right into the holiday season, and then we're moving, into summer. So we're always living for the next event before the present moment is even over, and we're not actually living, we're just always looking for the next thing. And so often in that next thing, we're comparing our lives to other people through our own perspective and our own gaze, our own window. And we're auditing the lives of others to see what they have and what we don't have, whether it be material or emotional or relationships or, hashtag relationship goals, right? That's that's a really great way to describe trying to be in someone else's life. We're not necessarily helping ourselves by always seeking out what others have and wanting what others have. And then what happens when you have the thing that somebody else has, keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing? You have the thing, and now what? You want the next thing. You want the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. Can you remember the last time you were completely and totally satisfied for more than a minute or a day? Have you been satisfied for a week, a month, a year? or even longer, ever in your whole life. Has that ever happened? I can't say that it has for me. So I would imagine that other people are similar to myself. And in that comparison, we live in this capitalistic world, and we allow ourselves to live unsatisfied, just always unsatisfied, no matter what happens, and we're constantly wanting more. And then when we have more, we find other things, like I said, that we're missing, that fill those holes, right? So we're constantly in that space where we are being led to have our emptiness filled, which can lead to addiction, to not necessarily always drugs and alcohol. Well, those are addictive substances. So are food. So's social media. So's just spending time on your phone, whether it's like playing games or on the computer or whatever it is. You can be addicted to a lot of things. Exercise is an addiction. So, recognizing that addiction is really a symptom of feelings of lack, loneliness, and deprivation. So this is, again, peeling back even further, a symptom of discontentment. So, if you look at the hero's journey, or, take it down into the Wizard of Oz, right? So Dorothy has a dream. If you haven't seen Wizard of Oz, sorry about the spoiler alert, but it's probably been almost 100 years. So Dorothy, hits her head. She's through the tornado. She has the dream that she is in this far off land where everything's magical and beautiful and wonderful. She's over the rainbow, right? She's just like she's living her best life. She's like, this is what I've dreamed of. It's in color. It's amazing. It's wonderful. And then the whole time, all she wants to do is go home, right? And then finally, she winds up being able to go home, and she gets there and recognizes that she didn't need to have all of that in order to be content and happy. She had everything that she needed exactly where she was, and she didn't need to go over the rainbow. Yeah, she had a great time, but it wasn't necessary for her to live a fulfilled life. So what if we were able to be content instead of always looking for the next thing, always trying to feel comfortable, right? We're always looking, we don't like the way it feels to be sad. We don't like the way it feels to be uncomfortable, to sit in a space where things just feel icky. So, what if we were able to be content with that? What if we were able to sit with emotions and sit with discomfort, sit with lack, deprivation, loneliness, sadness, and remember that emotions are just temporary responses. The brain is trying to process information in the body to help protect you from perceived danger. We're just trying to stay alive so that we can reproduce and pass on our genes. So if you break it down to the most simple science as possible, the computer in your head is reacting with emotions that are making you feel as if you you do need, and that will help to make the sadness go away. Like the box of cookies will make the sadness go away. The bottle of wine will make the sadness go away. What if we were just able to sit with the contentment of the fact that we're sad, and that it's okay that we're sad, it's okay that we're scared, it's okay that there's fear. Feelings are valid. Don't get me wrong. I'm not denying feelings. I have them, so I know that they're there. But they're also through your own perceptive lens and can be affected by anticipation and expectation. So if you're anticipating the next thing all of the time, and you're expecting something new all of the time, and that doesn't happen, you're going to live a life of suffering and disappointment. It's just how it is. It's your choice to look at that, react to it, and choose a different path. Our emotional reactions to anticipation and expectation are driven by memories. So they can be avoided by staying present and content. So if you, don't want to feel sad, stay present. See where you are in this moment. Find contentment in this space. Any emotions that surface can be felt and witnessed without attachment to the outcome. So we can sit and be and recognize that gratitude is the answer. Each moment where you feel grateful, say to yourself, thank you for this moment. Each moment throughout your day, week, month, year, where you feel lack, fear, deprivation, and sadness, feel gratitude for the moment in which you're in. If someone passes away, feel grateful for the fact that they were in your life. It doesn't mean that you don't have to feel sad about the fact that they're not in your life anymore. We just show gratitude for the fact that they were to begin with. And feel loving and content in knowing that you were able to spend time with them in your life while they were here. A lot of things can make us sad. And again, it's completely normal and okay to feel the sadness. It's also recognizing that it's okay to feel content in that sadness without having to move or change it. The sadness is temporary no matter what. Even if it feels like it's going to go on forever and ever and ever and ever. It's an emotional reaction to the perception of what's happening on the outside of you. If we focus on the things that are happening on the inside, the love, the contentment, then we're able to do that through gratitude. And thank the universe, God, source, whatever your connection is, for giving you those moments to be able to experience everything, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the ebbs, the flows. All of these things are a part of life, not just what's the next best thing, the next best thing, the next best thing. And I know this is a really hard year to work on this and a really hard year to have that discussion, but hard things are the way in which we move, we grow, and we change. Hard things are how we can become our best and absolute selves. We want to help our brain to recognize that this moment is perfect because we've trained our brains to think that we need more, lack, deprivation, and fear. But if we can train our brain to recognize that this moment is perfect that we're in, anything that we can add or subtract to change that would be a different moment that doesn't exist. So if we're in the moment here and we're present and we're, smelling the air, we're touching our skin, and it's like, oh, well, it would make this better if I had a different shirt on. Or if I had this ring that I really wanted from the store, that would make this moment better. But this moment wouldn't be that moment if the ring was here. It'd be a different moment entirely. So we want to appreciate the moments in which we're in without the extra excesses, without the ring, without the different shirt, without, the perfect weather outside. It's a rainy, gloomy day here in South Jersey. So, if we focus on feeling gratitude for the rain, for the fact that sometimes we need a little bit of gloom, a little bit of darkness in order to appreciate the light. And we need the light in bright and hot days in order to appreciate the rain. So our practice today will be to focus on contentment. Contentment in our space, on our mat, and then taking that contentment off, just like we just talked about, and seeing if we can find gratitude wherever we are in our day. So our physical practice, we will start in just a few moments, but first we're going to do a meditation and get into our breath. So our centering is going to be focused on a gratitude meditation. So wherever you are, just find yourself in a comfortable seat. I'm just going to switch my feet around here. Bring your hands to your knees. Maybe your shoulders squeeze up. Get any wiggles and jiggles out so that you can start to connect into what's happening inside of your body. Maybe begin to close your eyes and reflect inward. And again, if that doesn't feel good, just always gaze at the floor in front of you. There is no requirement in closing your eyes. We're going to focus on an equal breath today. Inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 4 counts. Simple. No complications. Just an inhale for 4. Fill the belly, fill the heart, fill the lungs. Exhale for 4. You count your own breath in and out. And breathe softly. Any thoughts that are firing or processing, just allow them to happen without any need to attach to those thoughts. Let go of any anticipation or expectation of what's to come and be present in this moment. Any memories or any thoughts or ideas that are attempting to enter, simply allow them to be where they are. Maybe imagine them like clouds in the sky or drops of rain falling. Whenever you need to gaze and witness them from a distance, instead of being immersed in the experience of your thoughts and emotions. Continue breathing in for 4 and out for 4. As you take your next breath, to yourself or out loud, depending on what feels comfortable to you, say, I am grateful for this moment. Putting on emphasis on whatever words feel good to you. I am grateful for this moment. Let that resonate with you one more time. I am grateful for this moment. Even if you don't believe it, just keep saying it. I need nothing more than what I have. I need nothing more than what I have. I need nothing more than what I have. I learned from the ups and the downs. I learned from the ups and the downs. I learn from the ups and the downs. I am grateful for my emotions, whatever they may be. I am grateful for my emotions, whatever they may be. I am grateful for my emotions, whatever they may be. As you inhale, begin to lift your arms up to the sky. Reach your fingers tall. And then as you exhale, either roll forward or sweep your legs out to the side and rise into table. As you move through table, we're going to bring our knees apart, toes together. Send your arms out in front of you. Let your head settle down to the floor. And as you settle in, let your third eye touch to the mat. Find a space that feels relatively comfortable. Checking in and letting go of anticipation and expectation. Say to yourself here, I am content. I am grateful for this moment. For this moment. As you inhale, press yourself up onto all fours. Let your knees stack underneath of your hips. Let your shoulders over your elbows, elbows over wrists. Press your fingers into the mat, and as you inhale, drop your belly toward the earth. Lift your eyes, gaze up. Roll your shoulders away from your heart. As you exhale, press your palms in. Draw your chin towards your chest. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, lift your head, lift your eyes, drop your belly. Exhale, round your spine, draw your chin to your chest. Inhale, continue moving through here. Use that equal breath, 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Maybe even bring in some of those affirmations. I am content. I am grateful for this moment. I love and appreciate my body just as it is. Move through one last round. And then as you exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Keep your palms pressed in. As you inhale, reach the right leg long behind you. Let your toes face toward the floor. Tuck your navel towards your back. Draw your belly toward your spine. As you inhale, maybe reach the left hand out in front of you. Engage the thigh of the left leg. Draw the belly in. Find your balance and your center here. If reaching the arm out doesn't feel good, bring that left hand back. Find contentment in the fact that today we need to do something different. As you take your next breath, bring that left hand down no matter where you are, and then take this right foot across, and then send your gaze over your left shoulder. Press into your right heel to create more space in your side body. As you inhale, reach the right leg back up. As you exhale, we're going to bring this leg long. We're going to lift the left knee and let it skate out to the side so we come into a kickstand. Plant the left hand into the mat. Inhale, take the right hand up to the sky. Find yourself in a modified side plank. Maybe you want to take this right hand and reach it over, deepening that stretch in the side body. And then as you take your next breath, we're going to bring the right hand back down, lift back up so that you're not grinding your knee into the earth, and then bring the right knee back. As you take your next breath here in our table posture, we're going to inhale and send the left leg long behind. Same rules and options apply. Find the space of contentment. Listen to where you need to. Maybe lift this right hand up. Or be content to stay with your right palm down. Or maybe you need to be content to try something new. On the next breath, right hand comes back down no matter where you are. And then we're going to inhale and take the left foot, cross it over the right, press the toes into the mat. Send your gaze over your right shoulder, and again, press that heel away from your body to get a deep stretch in the side body. As you take your next breath, send your gaze back to the center. Take this left leg and bring it long. Lift up so that you can drop that right knee down. Press the right hand in. Inhale, lift the left hand up. Maybe take this left hand and reach it over. And then as you exhale, unwind. Bring the left knee back, lift the right leg, and bring the right knee down. From here, we're going to curl the toes under and press your hips back towards your heels. Lift your hips to the sky and rise into downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, let your hips lift, let your head hang heavy. Bend and move. And then allow yourself to find contentment in stillness. Let go of anticipation and expectation of what's to come. And remain present. As you inhale, tuck your right knee towards your chest. Lift your heart toward the sky as you step your right foot to your right hand. Maybe you need to walk your left foot back a little bit like I do. Find a little runner's lunge here. And then inhale your hand either into a block or to the mat. Lift your right hand up to the sky. As you exhale, unwind this twist. Plant your palms in. Lift your hips up almost as if you're going to straighten this right leg, and then step the right foot back into a plank. I like to lower my knees. Maybe you want to keep your knees up or bring them down. As you exhale, lower toward the floor. Inhale, lift just your head and your heart for a little cobra. And then exhale either through table or curl your toes under and rise into downward facing dog. Again, allow your head to hang. Allow your heart to melt. And find contentment in the stillness. As you take your next breath, lift your hips up, draw your heart toward the sky, step your left foot to your left hand. If you need to walk the right foot back, that's wonderful. Find a lunge. And then as you inhale, press the right hand into the mat as the left hand lifts up to the sky. As you exhale, unwind your twist. Press both palms in. Lift your hips up, come up onto the back tippy toes, and then step the left foot back. Drop your knees if you need to, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Let your head hang. Let your heart melt. Again, to find contentment. On the next breath, we're going to take a walk to meet your hands with your feet. Inhale, press your palms to your shins, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, take a slight bend to your knees. Lift your fingers all the way up to the sky and rise into a nice Tall standing mountain. Press your hips slightly forward. Lift your heart toward the air. And then as you exhale, come to stand and stack. Shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles, and breathe. Draw your navel towards your spine as you find contentment in mountain. As you take your next breath, either bring your toes together and heels out, or squeeze everything into the center. Drop your hips down. Inhale, bring your arms up or hands at your heart. As you inhale, lift your hips. As you exhale, dive forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands into the mat. Step both feet back. Squeeze those toes together and then lower down onto your belly. Bring your legs together. Your arms come down to your sides. Inhale, lift your head and your heart up for locust. Exhale, lower your legs, frame out your heart. Lift and rise into downward facing dog. On the next breath, walk, step, float, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the legs, lift the arms, reach the fingers tall, lift the heart up to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Bring your arms down to your sides. Again, find contentment in mountain. As you take your next breath, squeeze your thighs together or toes. Inhale, lift your arms up, drop into your seated chair, or bring your hands to your hips. As you take your next breath, inhale, hips up, exhale, dive forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your palms into the mat. Step your right foot back and then have your left foot meet your right foot so that they're touching. You're going to lower down, drop your knees. Bring your arms to your sides. Inhale, lift your heart up. Find locust. Exhale, lower the belly down. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Lift yourself up and come through downward facing dog. On the next breath, take your right foot and bring it up to your right hand. Plant your left foot down at 90 degrees as you rise into warrior two. Let your palms face toward the floor. Make any adjustments in your feet that you need, and then find contentment. Allow yourself to settle in without worrying or wondering what's next. Without attaching to the story of that you need to be different in order to feel this perfectly. Remember, this moment wouldn't be this moment if things were different. As you inhale, flip your front palm. As you exhale, reverse. And then as you're ready, come back into warrior two. Straighten the right leg, lift the right toes, swivel. Roll your heart toward the sky, little back bend. As you exhale, hinge at the waist and fold forward. You can use whatever earth you need here, whether it be the actual earth or your block or any sort of prop that you have. And then inhale, take your right hand to the sky. As you exhale, unwind from your twist. Lift up with your hips, lift your heels. Rotate your body so that you're facing back towards your right foot. Plant your palms into the mat. Step your right foot to touch your left. Exhale, lower your knees, drop down. Bring your arms to your side, lift your legs for locust. Exhale, lower down. Press your palms in. Inhale, lift yourself up and come back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it out. Don't worry about rewinding. Don't worry about fast forwarding. Stay present. On the next breath, inhale and step just the left foot forward. Plant the right heel down at 90 degrees. Inhale, rise into warrior two. Palms face toward the earth. Arms are wide and open. Notice differences from the other side, but there's no lack. There's no deprivation here. It's just simply different. Find contentment in the differences. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse. On the next breath, come back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Lift the left toes and swivel. On the next breath, bring your hands to your hips. Shoulders roll back and away. Lift your head and heart to the sky. And then as you exhale, hinge at the waist and fold back forward. Again, whatever earth you need here. Plant your right hand into the mat. Inhale, lift the left hand up to the sky. On the next breath, unwind from this twist. Plant your palms into your earth. Press your fingers in. Lift your heels up. Rotate so that you're now facing your left foot. Plant your hands into the mat. Step your left foot to touch your right. Lean forward. Drop your knees. Lower down. Inhale, arms down to your sides. Lift your legs. Exhale, frame out your heart. Rise to downward facing dog. Find contentment in changing up what we normally do. Let go of anticipation and expectation. Breathe into the moment. Notice where you feel uncomfortable and allow yourself that feeling. Remember, it's temporary and it's just your brain attempting to make sense of what's happening. As you take your next breath, walk, step, float, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands come to your heart. And then down to your sides. Take a deep breath in mountain. Come back to that 4 count breath in. 4 count breath out. And breathe. As you take your next breath, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down. we're going to take the left foot and step it back behind. We'll find ourselves again in a lunge. And in this lunge here, we're going to take this right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Both hands come to the center. So you can keep this knee up or lower it toward the floor. We just want to make sure the right shoulder is lined up with the right knee. And then as you take your next breath, press your left hand into the mat. Roll onto the blade edge of your right foot. You can also drop to forearms here if you'd like. But notice if that's you wanting more that isn't really available for you or necessary, or if that's where contentment is. Or maybe just be content where you are. As you take your next breath, keep the blade edge rolled out, the knee rolled out to the side. Lift up if you went to forearms. Press your left palm into the mat, maybe even bring it into the center, and then inhale, sweep your right hand behind you. On the next breath, press the right hand where the left hand was. All right, take this right foot, sweep it back. Now you can either bring the right knee down to the floor and come into that modified plank once again, or if you want to, you can take this left leg and right leg both long and then lift your left hand up to the sky for a full side plank. Again, find contentment even when it feels uncomfortable. I am not super comfortable right now, but I'm trying to find contentment. As you exhale, bring the left hand down. Swivel back into a plank. Drop your knees if you need to. Lower toward the floor. Inhale, press your fingers in. Lift your head and your heart for cobra, where we'll linger. Exhale out through the mouth to release any heat. And breathe. As you take your next breath, start to curl your toes under, bend your knees, lift your hips to the sky, and rise into downward facing dog. Allow your head to hang fully and heavy. Breathe. As you inhale, step your left foot to meet your left hand. Bring it to the outer edge of the mat. Walk your right foot all the way back behind you. Again, make room. Make sure that your shoulder and your knee are lined up. As you exhale, roll to the blade edge of your left foot. If you want to come down to forearms, go to town. I'm going to see if I can stay content where I am. Feeling emotions here. I am personally noticing frustration, maybe a little anger. As you take your next breath, start to lift yourself back up. Bring your right hand to the center of the mat. As you inhale, reach back with your left. As you take your next breath, bring your left hand forward. Replace your right hand with your left hand in the center of the mat. And again, you can either bring this left knee back and come into a modified plank, Or if you're feeling like you want to try something new and find contentment here, take your right hand up to the sky, straighten both legs out. As you exhale, unwind, drop your knees, lower to the floor. Inhale as we linger in cobra. Exhale through the mouth to release heat. And then curl your toes under, lift your hips, and come back to downward facing dog. From down dog, drop to your knees. Bring your toes together, knees wide, and let your heart sink down into child's pose. Take a few moments here. Notice urges to rewind time, to fast forward time. Stay present on your mat where you are right now. Not even into 5 minutes from now. Experience this moment. As you inhale, begin to lift yourself back up into table. Walk your knees over to either the right or the left side of the mat, and then begin to roll over onto your back. As you lie on your back, maybe bring your knees up toward your chest. Maybe flex those feet, rock your legs, or rock your body side to side. And then as you take your next exhale, we're going to take both feet down to the earth, knees face to the sky. Bring your arms down to your sides, maybe even roll your shoulder blades underneath of your body. As you inhale, press your palms into the mat, press your heels into the mat, keep your toes nice and light. As you inhale, lift your hips up. As you exhale, lower your hips toward the floor. Let your knees rock and sway, windshield wiper back and forth. As you're ready, we're going to do a bridge again. Now, there's going to be options here for the next two bridges. So you can go up like we did. Totally wonderful. You can also grab the edges of your mat like I'm doing here. Bring your elbows toward your hips or your ribs, whatever it meets with your own body. You're going to press the left heel in firmly. Keep the right heel light as you lift up, and then inhale the right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, take this right ankle, cross it over your knee, drop your hips down. Walk the left foot to the right side of the mat, drop the right foot down, and then maybe if it's in your practice, reach down and grab that left foot with your right hand for a quad stretch. Come back to the present. Let go of more. Let go of lack. As you take your next breath, release your foot if you've grabbed it. Lift back up onto that left foot, Plant the right foot back down into the mat. Readjust your hips, realign, bring your heels back toward your bottom. Again, roll your shoulders underneath of your low back. Grab onto your mat if you're lifting your leg, or grab onto your mat if you're not, whichever you prefer. It gives you a little more stability and traction. So as you take your next breath, get light in the left side. Press the right heel in, lift those hips up, and then maybe the left leg lifts. As you exhale, cross the left ankle over the knee. Drop the hips down. Walk the right foot all the way to the left side of the mat. Drop the knee toward the earth. And then again, maybe the left hand grabs onto the right foot for the quad stretch. As you inhale, release the foot. Start to walk or lift up onto the right foot. Walk the right foot back over to the right side of the mat. Let the left foot down. Touch the toes together. Bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out to the sides. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Maybe bring your hands onto your belly. Allow your fingers to touch your clothes and your clothes to touch your fingers. Feel the surface of the earth below you as your body is supported. Feel the breath rise and fall in your belly. Notice any smells, sounds. If any memories or expectations are jogged, come back to the present as soon as you notice. If you feel uncomfortable, sad, lonely, fearful, or worried, it's okay. Your body and your brain are making sense of your surroundings. Be here, right now, in this space. As you inhale, begin to bring your knees toward each other. You can use your hands for support if necessary. As you exhale, send your left leg long. Bring your right knee in towards your heart. Grab your foot with your hand, either from the inside or the outside, and bring that knee toward your armpit. Flex your right foot and press it toward the sky as you bring your knee toward the earth. Keep the left foot flexed fully. And then as you inhale, release the right leg to the sky, let go. Lift the left leg to meet it there. Take a moment here. And then as you exhale, reach up and grab your right or your left foot with your left hand. Bring the left knee toward the earth. Send the right leg long. Keep both active and energized. Find ease in the edge and edge in the ease. As you take your next breath, inhale, lift the left foot toward the sky. Right foot meets the left. Pause. As you take your next breath, bend both knees toward your armpits. Reach up with your hand, grab the outside edges, or use your peace fingers to grab your toes. Press both feet toward the sky as your knees are pressing toward the earth. As you take your next breath, release your feet and then lift them up to the sky. As you exhale, slowly and intentionally, in this moment, allow those legs to settle to the floor. Make any last minute final movements that you need before allowing yourself to rest in Shavasana. Let yourself soften. Let go of anticipation and expectation. Find freedom in the moment. Imagine the feeling of not needing to know what's going to happen in the future, of not lingering in the memories of the past, of being as present as possible. Appreciating what you've been through. And loving where you are. Let go of everything and surrender. Begin to allow for your breath to bring life back to your body. Make small movements. as you inhale. Draw your knees towards your chest. Roll over to your side. Take one last moment on your mat and say to yourself, I am grateful for this moment. I need nothing more. I am content with my emotions, whatever they may be. I am grateful. As you take your next breath, begin to press yourself up, coming back to a comfortable seat. We'll take our hands to our heart, palms pressed into our sternum, thumbs nestled in. In this moment, I am so grateful that you've joined me to practice. I'm grateful that you've taken time out of your day to try something new and to honor your soul. It's with all the gratitude in my heart that I bow to you and say, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you all enjoy your day, whatever time and day it is for you. I'll be here next Thursday and Wednesday nights, and maybe moving on the other side of the holidays, not to get anticipatory or expectations, but I'm looking to add more online classes onto the schedule. So keep an eye out. And we're still in the park on Saturday mornings, so if you want to head on over, we'll be there. All right? So I'll see you soon. Thanks for jumping in. Have a great day.